Okay, so I have a book here, a bunch of herbs, bowl and a herb grinder. And what I'm going to show you is how I usually, and talk about how I usually make my herbal recipes and how you can make them as well. And you can make them in a similar way with, mineral or animal parts. It's just that you have to process them a little bit differently. So I have lots of herbs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 herbs. It looks like more. I might 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I have 9. Okay, 9. I write them down on a piece of paper, and I've done studies on these herbs. I've tested them out. I've tried them. You want to get more. The more intimate, the more you taste them, the more you make teas out of them. You can do them individually, or you can do them in combinations. The more you'll understand your herbs. Then I have marked it out how many parts I want. So how much more do I want of one thing? This is a recipe for the mind. It's kind of like a nootropic or mental stimulant. It's not a stimulant per se, but it's a mental enhancer for memory, mind, sight, all that kind of stuff. Now the main herb, which has one part, is this ginkgo. Ginkgo is good for mind, memory. It's good for, I believe, blood circulation. You can put it in aphrodisiacs. It helps to get, the genitals moving, etc. But it is very good for the mind. That's one of the mind and memory. You'll find a lot of things that are good for memory are also good for fertility, because the memory is very related to the fertility. Just a little, FYI. So I have 1 part ginkgo. Now I have 2 parts, for example, peppermint. Peppermint's another good one for the mind and memory. If you have peppermint, you smell it, you smell the oil, it just clears out your mind. It's antibacterial, I believe, to some extent. It's just, it cleans your head out, essentially. So I've got 1 out of 2 parts, or a half part, which means I'm going to put half peppermint as I do ginkgo. So full ginkgo, half peppermint, meaning if I put 10 grams of ginkgo, 5 grams of peppermint. Now I'm doing it based on size more so than weight. So everything I do is based on size. I powderize it and I see the size of it, and usually that seems to work for me. So anyway, I'm going to start grinding herbs, and I'm going to start doing this. Now I've got just a basic coffee grinder. I would love to have one of those really nice super herb grinders that there is. Those industrial ones which you can grind up crystals and minerals in and make mineral powder really easily. I don't have that, sadly, but one day I will. This is just a regular coffee grinder. So I'm going to put, let's say, because these herbs will shrink when they're powderized. So I'm thinking, if I put, let's say, I'll put 5 heaped teaspoons, 5 heaped teaspoons in, and I'm trying to get around 2 teaspoons, maybe 3 teaspoons of it, because I'm just making a tester. I'm going to try this out in teas, and I'm going to try put it in pills and all that, to take as a see if mental supplement, see if it's good, see if I've got to change any of the amounts of anything. Anyway, let's try it out. Alright, let's try it. Let's take a look at this now. This doesn't get a perfect powder. Let me get you in here. Yeah, that doesn't give a perfect powder, but it gives a kind of low grade powder, you can think. Like a perfect powder is, here, 1 second, let me reorientate this. Yeah, this is, I don't want to give all my secrets away, but this is eyebrow. If you this is from astralherbs.com.au. Yeah. Astralherbs.com. Really good shop, cheap. Yeah, this isn't a promotion, but promote me, bro, or sponsor me. And there you go. So that's a really, I'll show you that later on again. That's a really nice powder. This isn't quite as good, but it's fine. So that's 1 heaped teaspoon, and because I'm going to be putting less of everything else. This is about 2 1/3. I can get, okay, so I can get 1 more heaped teaspoon, and I can get a, look, I'll just actually maybe about 3 heaped teaspoons. So I got basically what I wanted. So out of 5, let me try to, out of 5 heaped teaspoons of herb, I got 3 of this, you know, low quality grounded powder. It's gonna work just fine, to be honest, but yeah, you know, we'll do what we do. Anyway, so that's ginkgo. I'm just gonna make a little mark because I have to segment my mind between talking and thinking. Usually if I was doing this by myself, it would just be like, you know, bang bang bang, all done very quickly, very easily. And this one I'm going to put, say, about 3, so that was about 2.5 heaped teaspoons. Put this over the used herb pile. Anyway, this will take some time, so alright, it's good. The plug was loose. Now, there's actually not enough herbs in there to, you know, get macerated, so I'm gonna have to start adding other. I'm gonna add all the herbs in just to, you know, this one smells so good. Okay. And the next one. 2 parts of this, so 2.5 of these. Yeah, so I've got some, I try to buy powders when I can, but I have just some loose herbs. Yeah, all the rest of these are in powder form, so that will be fine. Still need more. Just be careful about breathing in the fumes as well. You might think it's just herbal powder, but herbal powder is not the loveliest thing to breathe in, actually. Now you can also use a pestle and mortar, but man, is it exhausting. So I really only use a pestle and mortar if I'm making like a professional powdered product, or I'm making mineral powders, or, you know, maybe I need to break down a really tough herb, which this herb grinder can't handle. So yeah, get all the powders in here. Okay, so this is, you know, mix it up a little. This is looking a bit more, you know, a bit more substance to it. I'm just wondering how difficult it will be to get into pills, because it's not the most ground up thing, but I think I should be just fine. Change up some plugs. Okay, so I don't need the grinder anymore. The grinder has done its job. Thank you. Okay, next one. So we got that done. Okay, time for the powders. You're gonna have to, if you look up like herbs for the mind, herbs for the body, herbs that raise testosterone or raise estrogen, yeah, all that kind of stuff. That's like how you do it. That's really, just look up that kind of stuff, and then you get like a basic idea, because there's a lot of junk on search engines. There's a lot of like blogs which are just trying to sell products and just trying to get clicks and all that. But if you really what do you call it? if you kind of just take everything, look at everything. You look at the Chinese medicine, see what the Chinese medicine says about this, see what the Ayurvedic, see what the alchemical. Just look at everything, and eventually you get an idea. And do note that certain herbs are, herbal powders. Yeah, because remember, a powder is it can get all in your throat and lungs and all that, which is and I feel it all in my throat. It's not lovely. That's why you gotta be careful of it. Excuse me. But you'll kind of get an idea eventually, and you can find certain good books have herbal recipes, and you can look at herbal products, or natural medicine products, and you'll see what do they have, what are they using, and you just can copy, you can make their recipe, and then you'll find what you like, what you don't, what herbs you like and what you don't, and you'll build up an idea of how herbs work and such after a little while. Then whenever you think like, oh, maybe I want to make a cold and flu, maybe I want to make a digestive medicine, then you can just do that. You just know what maybe someone asks you, they need something made up, and you just make it for them because you've done it so much. Alright, so I've got all my herbs in here. I know the lighting's not perfect, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes mixing the powders with the kind of grounded leaves is good, because it makes it kind of more how would you say, powdery? I don't know. You can also use a strainer, like I have a this is what I used to make bread with. See, it's all floury. But I'd wash it off with the towel, and then I rub it with the towel, and then I would filter it through that if I was making like a legitimate product. You just want to get it all mixed up. That's good. Anyway, I'm going to put that in a bag, and I'll show you some other stuff in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Two things: tape and a pen. And these plastic bags, you can buy them online. You can buy at Alibaba, eBay, probably on Amazon. And you want to get some tape, and you put it on top here, like so, and then it looks like that. And then you write down what it is. And this is a mind. That's right, mind herbs. And you will thank me if you do that, because you're going to forget things. So this is very important. And now just scoop it up into this. You can also weigh it if you like to weigh it. My scale, I've dropped it a few times, so it's a little bit finicky to work with. I gotta get a new one. But you look up a gram scale or an ounce scale. Basically what like drug dealers use to weigh their product. And yeah, I guess it's a similar-ish thing. It's not quite legal drugs or anything, but it is natural herbal. For this is more like a supplement, I think. I'm not trying to make a medicine, but you technically, if you had like I got powders everywhere. Technically, if you had like a brain issue, a memory issue, like Alzheimer's or something, this would be what I would give to a person. I'll probably modify it a little bit. Anyway, there you go. You can do this, and then you've got a full thing, and that you could sell that. You could sell this, and then next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in these, and I'll show you how I do that. I will. Yeah, let's see. Is that going to be? I'll get what I use is I use these little Tupperwares. This is kind of funny. I'm basically just gonna re-put it into something. Anyway, here I've got to go get my thingo, so I'm gonna just put that down like that, and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So I've got this Mind pills. It's just another bag, and then I'm gonna put out. I'm gonna make around 50, maybe 50 pills. Probably gonna do a little tiny bit more. I'll just for now I'll just put it all in here actually. Just put it all there. It'll be easier to do that. So I've got all my powder in this thing, and yeah, let me try to. Excuse me. Let me get this wide stance. Oh, I can't really do that. Whatever. Oh, that should be alright. Should be just fine. Yep. Alright, and then I open up my bag for where they're gonna go. Open up my bag, have it over here. I've got these health nutritional supplement gelatin capsules. Just look up gelatin capsules, or if you you don't do the gelatin, you look up vegan ones, whatever. And I'll just take my tape and I'll put all the pills in the tape like so. See, they're just hanging there, so they don't fall off the thing. And so that's probably about 20, about 35-ish maybe. That's probably about a little more. I reckon that's about 50. Yeah, should be fine. So open like so, and then I scoop some in with the pills like this, and then I tap them, tap, because it doesn't really get in there, and then I do it again, and you see they're super compressed. I know it's a little bit hard to see this, but and then I squeeze them together, and that's about 0.2 grams, or 0.2 to 0.3 maybe, 0.25-ish, and it's mostly filled. I don't know if you can see, but this little area here is kind of not really, but it's mostly filled, and then just kind of, what do you call it, dust it off a little, because this gets a little dirty and messy, and I'll just quickly do the rest of these. Let me see if I can, maybe that's a little bit better. They're both bad angles, whatever. Maybe if I can go around here like that. I don't know, maybe that's whatever. Alright, I'll just quickly do all these. I filter it with this because it's just it's not going into the pills too well. So just quickly pop it in like that, like so, and just tap it. Don't want nothing going off the edge. Now there's a fair amount of material, as you can see, so I'm going to have to grind some of this, and then it's a process of just grinding, filtering, grinding. Get me a pestle mortar, right over here. What I do is I put this back here, pop it in, and then I grind it up. See that? I can't really see it, but there you go. Put this back in the bowl. Filter. And so I've got about half of it maybe. still like that. I'll give it one more grind. Okay. And the rest of these stems, just chuck them out. Back to making pills. Okay, all done. Now I'm going to put this powder back in its bag. I'll show you the finished product. Alright, so we have two final products. Firstly is a bunch of pills. I honestly think this is like more than 50. It felt like more than 50, I'll tell you that. And powder. Now if you put your own label on these, you would have a product to sell. So this is about 50 grams of herbs, I reckon. It's probably about, I don't know, 50 grams of, probably about like 70, 100 grams of pills in pure weight. Anyway, that's all. So I hope you enjoyed that. And of course, check the links in the description. Feel free to email me or comment. I try to check my emails around every Monday. If you want to buy any books or albums or astrology readings, check my Gumroad, Fiverr and other places. And if you want to donate, feel free to do so. Anyway, goodbye.